Looks like we've got some free time on our hands.
You know, we've become quite the party now. What say we get to know each other a little better?
A bit of bonding? Yes, I think that could do us good.
We're all so different, after all. The era we lived in, our homeland. Knowing how we all think will make us stronger as a unit.
What about you, Taika? Is there anything you'd care to know about?
Well, actually, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, I'd like to find out more about the Valkyrie.
Wouldn't we all? Although, now that I think about it, I feel like she's changed recently. When I first met her, it was like she was a puppet or something. She had no emotion, just completely focused on the task at hand.
I remember feeling that too. Yet, recently, she started to listen more to what we have to say.
You're saying that she's becoming more human-like?
Yes, you could say that. She's definitely not as distant as she used to be.
She provided me a chance to be rid of my regrets before I died. She's my savior. I know that much.
It's not just you. She saved us all. I guess it'd be more accurate to say that she is still saving us.
I never thought I would serve another. But perhaps this is fate. I would do anything to serve her now.
She needs our help too, though. So it's our duty to be there when she calls on us.
So you believe in the good that she can accomplish? Thank you. I feel better now that I've heard how you all feel.
Simply put, we follow her commands and fight by her side.
I feel honoured to call you all my allies, and to fight for the sake of the world, and for Valkyrie.
I have returned from Midgard, All-Father. Thank you again for intervening in our time of need. However, it is with deep regret that I return without the next gift. It was stolen before we could obtain it.
I see. Perhaps this was inevitable, considering who is against us. I failed to warn you of her. Our adversary was once a second-class Aesir. She goes by the name Fenrir.
Fenrir.
As you know, we gods can be classified according to strength. As a second-class Aesir, Fenrir is very nearly as powerful as myself. However, she is utterly corrupt, and her brutality knows no bounds. She is the epitome of true evil. Her craving for destruction was insatiable, and in her lust for power, she tried to take the throne, starting a war on Asgard.
So the chaos that has engulfed this world, your wounds, they are all Fenrir's doing.
Yes. I managed to wound her severely, yet I failed to deliver a fatal blow. But heed my words, Valkyrie. Do not seek her out, for she is far too powerful. Concentrate on the salvation of the world. That is your task.
I shall not fail you.
As you do that, I will attempt to locate her whereabouts. She cannot be allowed to run amok any longer.
So, Valkyrie, have you sensed the next gift?
I do sense something, but it is very weak. I cannot identify its exact location.
Then maybe we should start by looking around the surrounding area.
Good idea. If we look around, something's bound to turn up.
You are all to be purified per Odin's decree. I must think of our next move. All threats will be eliminated. The Holy Lord decreed your obliteration. I am counting on you.
I shall protect you, Valkyrie.
A power to restore. You will be purified. That was a tenacious one. Here ends your miserable existence. The fight is yours. A fine attack.
The ones in the distance. Everything's fitting into place.
Your sins weigh heavy. Let us continue to cleanse the world. An easy fight. Hardly a challenge. You shall not suffer. Here ends your miserable existence. May the inferno consume you. I will assist whoever I can. Describe the hero in tales of old. Taste this. This opportunity shall not go wasted. We end this here. It is an honor to aid in your cause. All threats will be eliminated. Begone, my warrior. Come forth.
I shall claim victory!
Guide this blinding body.
Show them no mercy, Valkyrie!
An attack worthy of praise.
This is the true work of a knight.
Meteor swarm. It ends here. To my side, Christopher, my noble Imperial. Be gone! Heal! Take this blade!
I'll leave the stragglers to you.
The world awaits salvation. soul, you shall be free. Stay vigilant. To my side, my noble inherited Titan.
I can be of use here.
An easy fight. Take care of it. Fortune doesn't smile on you.
An impressive feat indeed. I'll be standing by.
We must heal our wounds and move on. An easy fight. All threats will be eliminated. What are you...
Oh! Hey there, Maria.
You are still searching for your missing object?
You remembered that? Yeah. Still no luck.
Do you truly believe that what you seek still remains in this world?
Who knows? It's a person, after all. The love of my life, actually.
Your lover? And you have been searching for her ever since?
Yeah, pretty much. She means the world to me. A lot of folk have told me to give up, but I just can't, you know? Not until I find her.
We can help.
What now?
No, pay that no heed. Forget that I said anything.
Well, thanks all the same. I'll be fine now. This is something I have to do myself, which is all well and good, but I've actually no idea where to look. I'd even accept a sign from the gods at this point. You're out here looking for something important too, right? I suppose when things get tough, we just have to knuckle down and keep our eyes on the prize.
Indeed. I hope we are both successful in our endeavours.
Hey! Are you okay?
Hold your horses, young sir. What lies beyond that pillar belongs to the gods. You do well to keep away.
Well, this is the only place left I can think of. I've looked everywhere else.
I see. I know you don't want to hear this, but it may be time to face reality. I've seen more souls than I care to admit who took their sadness to the grave. There is no shame in moving on.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it's better to give up. But I know I can't. Not after coming this far.
Is that so? Well, just be careful then. You hear?
Thanks. I will. I better get going then. It feels like I've been to every corner of Midgard, but I still haven't found you. I can't even remember your face. I don't want to give up, I really don't, but... Maria! Maria, are you okay?
I am fine.
You gave me a scare there. You should take it easy if you're not feeling well.
It was nothing. Anyway, I must go.
Really? Are you sure you're feeling okay?
I'm fine.
Oh, okay. Well, just be careful. I really hope we can meet again somewhere.
As do I.
The holy laws decree your obliteration. Fearsome foe. The holy laws decree your obliteration. Come forth, Cypher. Bring me triumph.
Just the precious fate into
Let this be an elegy for Valkyrie. This is the will of the divine. All threats will be eliminated. Defiled soul, you shall be freed. Come forth. Bring me victory. Running from me is futile. Farewell, defiant soul.
Please, I will handle this. I hope I have been helpful. I can be of use here. You needn't trouble yourself with this.
Be the first to strike. Salvation.
Whittle them little by little. That should swing better in the head. No need for pity. Everything's fitting into place.
I must think of our next move. Defiled soul, you shall be free. Taika, lend me your power. As you command. You are free. Wait! We end this here. It ends now. May you find strength in battle.
You are all to be purified. Her own. I shall grant. Escape unscathed. End this here. Sing in
Victory is within your grasp.
Do not underestimate me. Here ends your miserable existence. Pierce this unhallowed soul. You will be purified. Behold your salvation. Some souls cannot be saved. Farewell, defiant soul. What fools you are, defying the gods. Let this be an elegy for Valkyrie. Your sins weigh heavy. You're doing fine without me. It is over. We should move on. An easy fight. The song of ice beckons the end. My power. Awaken, my a power.
I suppose this is as far as I go.
Pierce this unhallowed soul. Perish in peace. You are all to be purified, per Odin's Thunderbolt hammer! Chilling blade!
This should be simple enough.
Icy crystal! Extract this world!
Requesting your aid, Valkyrie.
Pulverize!
That should swing the battle in our favour.
The song of ice beckons the end.
My power. I suppose this is as far as I go.
Chilling blade! Know that this is your fate. Healing fountain! Come forth! Right behind. This is the will of the divine. Give them hell, then some.
I'll leave the stragglers to you.
Fulfill your mission. I can think of no greater honor than a power. Healing fountain. fearsome foe. Fools you are, defying me. It is over. Let us continue to cleanse the world. Show them your strength.
I will arrest your door.
I shall grant you.
You're doing fine without me.
Victory is mine. Back to the void.
I am afraid the gift is no longer here.
Hilde, how many times must you hinder us?
This will be the last.
What do you mean?
I am done with your idiocy, your faith in Odin, your obedience to his will, all of it.
No more of your discourses, then.
No more. Prepare to meet your end.
The holy laws decree your obliteration. I shall grant Sing in harmony. It is over, Hilde. Do you yield?
But why? Why obey Odin's commands when you clearly possess so much power?
Why? Why ask such a meaningless question? We Valkyries exist to...
So you still don't have the faintest idea of Odin's true purpose for collecting all those souls?
What nonsense is this now? I have been purifying the souls for...
Ha! You don't still believe that lie, surely?
Do not move. You shall not escape me this time.
I can't. There's still so much I must do! Ah!
Wait!
We failed to retrieve the next gift and let Hilde get away again. Not our best outing by any stretch.
And if Hilde is to be believed, then it would seem that 2 gifts have fallen into their hands now.
We don't know how reliable she is, though. I mean, she did also say that Valkyrie was dangerous and tried to kill her.
It has been a testing time for us all. Perhaps we ought to seek advice in Asgard.
Good idea. We must have a plan if we are to face such a tough opponent.
You're looking quite pale, Valkyrie. Maybe you should rest up a bit, once we get back to Asgard.
My report to Odin takes priority over any personal matters. Come on.
So, Taika, were you naturally adept at magic?
Yes, it is something I was born with.
Were all Romalians born with such powers?
Not all, but there were many who wielded magic.
A kingdom filled with magic users. I can see how that might change how a land is run.
Actually, that's why Romali chose to limit its relations with its neighbors. Our capacity for magic would most certainly be used for war. That is why our ancestors chose a quiet life out in the forests. I have heard tales of our land being invaded, and many of our people were abducted.
I see. I'm sorry I asked. I didn't mean to pry.
Worry not. If anything, speaking about ourselves helps us get to know one another better.